Hey guys, thanks for joining me. I'm Bart Kaler with Kaler Solutions, and I'm a co-host of the Higher Ed Marketer podcast. And so grateful that you could join us today. And I'm just doing a quick LinkedIn Live so that I can get an idea of we've got a challenge coming up. We're doing a lot of really great great shows, and things are going on, and we've been interviewing a ton of really amazing higher ed marketers. Troy's on vacation this week, and so what we're planning on doing is a little bit different. It's the idea of let's take questions from our listeners and from those in our network, and I can do a solo episode just kind of answering those on the Higher Ed Marketer podcast. And so what I thought I'd do is just open up this conversation on LinkedIn Live. If you have some questions, would love for you to just put them in the comments in the chat as we're talking about things. And if you would like to just kind of enter those questions into the chat or into the comments on LinkedIn, or I'm broadcasting this live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. And so if you have any thoughts of something you'd like us to cover on the Higher Ed Marketer podcast, I would love for you to enter that in now so that we can kind of keep that going and have those comments going. This is also going to be posted, and once I'm done being live, it'll show back up over the next day or two, and hopefully you can add some comments on the post on LinkedIn as well. Just to kind of give you some ideas of some of the topics that we've covered so far. We've had Ethan Braden, who's the vice president of marketing at Purdue University, talking about brand and the authenticity that they do there. Jamie Hunt from Miami talked a lot about TikTok and some of the ways that they're utilizing some special projects to kind of get marketing going, especially coming out of the pandemic. We'll also talk to Christy LaFree from Butler about pet CommFlow and the importance of CommFlows for parents. It's a really interesting episode. I'll be sure to listen to that one as well. We've talked to Christy Jackson from University of North Carolina, Charlotte, UNC Charlotte. She is kind of an expert in crisis communications. She was at Virginia Tech during the shooting. She was at Sweetbriar during the closing, and then again at UNC during their shooting. She has a lot of expertise on how to handle crisis communications. It's a little bit out of the marketing realm, but I think it really is a great listen to be sure to do that. Then we've talked to, on the development side, on the marketing communications, talked to Kenyon College about how they handled a $100 million anonymous gift and really utilized that to kind of galvanize the community and the constituents to continue to give to Kenyon College and really utilize their brand to do that. So that was a great conversation as well. We've also talked to Mark McCrindle from Australia. He's the leading expert on Generation Alpha, which is the next generation after Z. So we've talked to them about that. We've also talked with Jim Small about University of Notre Dame about the idea of storytelling, and he gives a very practical outlook on how to do storytelling on episode 23. We also talked to Ethan Butte about BombBomb, about utilizing video to humanize our communications, both in enrollment and development. And then we've got a couple upcoming episodes that are kind of exciting. We're going to be talking to Walter Kimbrough, who's the president of Dillard University. He was recently featured on the Malcolm Gladwell podcast, and I think he has a great way of doing social media. And so we're going to talk about how presidents and administrative cabinet officials can utilize social media to bolster and build up the marketing and the brand of your institution. We're also going to be talking with Nate Simpson from the Gates Foundation. And so we've got a lot of great episodes coming up. But in this episode, I need your questions that we can answer for you, kind of a little bit more of a uh, just kind of a groundswell of what we're looking at for our network and our community to kind of be able to provide those questions. And so I'll look in the chat here and we'll kind of pull those questions out. But if you have anything else that we haven't covered here in this brief 5 minutes live, I encourage you to go ahead and add those in the comments, and we'll pull together a really great show for you. And looking forward to you, being a part of that. I'm also going to pull up here and just encourage you to, if you haven't already joined our weekly email list, this is where we send out not only show notes, but also our recent blog. You can join us at digest.kaler-solutions.com, sign up for that, and look forward to talking with you more. I'll put some notes in the comments below. And if you have any other questions, please reach out. Thank you so much. Have a great day.